Alright, welcome back. So we're here with Agni. I got a recommendation to do the build videos from A to Z or Z for the gods, just alphabetical order. I think I will go ahead and do that, except I might do a more popular god every now and then. Kind of like why I did Thanatos first is because he is just a really popular god, and much requested. So let's go ahead and go with Agni. First, I want to cover Conquest real quick. Now, once you go to the recommended tab, you have the starter here. This is really good for Conquest. Purification beads, it's always good anywhere, any god, anytime, any place, any game mode. And then it has for Pig Shroud and Lost Artifact and a mana potion. This pretty much takes up all your gold here. Between for Pig Shroud and Lost Artifact, that's going to give you a really great sustain for Conquest because, you know, taking a trip back and walking all the way back is a very long time. So you want to, you know, take as much time as you can with all this great sustain from the for Pig Shroud passive, offering health and mana once you kill enemies. That goes for minions. So you clear a wave of minions, you get back some of the HP and mana that you took to clear that wave. And the same with Lost Artifact, also provides MP5, that is mana per 5 seconds. So really great sustain there. As well as in Season 3, as far as this patch that I'm currently recording in, Dual Morb is really strong. Also really cheap, as you can see. Once you have this fully stacked, it offers a total of 140 magical power. That is insane. That's more than Rod Hootie, minus the passive, of course, because, you know, it's still, like, look at this price difference in the amount of magical power. But yeah, so as long as you're not dying a lot, Dual Morb is really great. But if you're new to the game, you're probably dying a lot, then Dual Morb is not the greatest investment. Instead, I would probably recommend going to Cronus Pennant. But for the sake of going for Dual Morb and you're, you know, halfway decent, you're not really dying a lot. I don't mean that in a defensive way. But yeah, just go with Dual Morb. And then you can also, well, if you don't want to go into Dual Morb first, you can go into your boots. I forgot to mention that. You can go to Lost Artifact, and then go to your boots if you're choosing Focus or Magi, and then you can go back and finish Dual Morb, or you can do Dual Morb first and then your boots. That's up to you. So let's just go choose a Magi, and then go back, finish Dual Morb. Now, if your match is a really fast-paced match, it's probably ending soon, maybe-ish, there's a really quick way to get a lot of damage. That is just to go to the Spear of Magus. And the reason why you probably go this over the other penetration items right now, for one, it's fairly cheap compared to Spear of Desolation. So you can get this done a lot faster, as well as the passive, you can get this easily stacked on your targets because Agni has multiple damage over time effects, between, you know, throwing 3 Agni bombs real quick, the damage over time effect on your Path of Flames, your Noxious Fumes, your passive. There's a lot of damage over time effects. That's what makes Spear Magus so good for Agni. And then you can go straight into the Rod Hootie Rush. With these 4 items, you have tons of magical power. Just imagine Dual Morb actually has 140, and that 40 I don't have the stacks on it right now. But yeah, between these 4, it's a lot of power. Now, if your match is not ending super quick, then you kind of can go into some extra items here. You have the option of going into another stacking item, probably Book of Toph. I wouldn't worry about too much on the stacks. Like, don't be too afraid of buying this because of the 75 stacks. It's still good because the passive is based on mana. So let's say if you buy this once you're level 20, it still works really great. Huge magical power spike because as you level, you do gain more mana. So it's still not too bad of an item, even though you don't get full stacks on it in the entire game. Or you can go into the Cronus Pennant. Now, the problem with mages this patch right now, it's really hard to get full cooldown reduction. Reason why, all the cooldown reduction items have been nerfed compared to Season 2. And if you want to get full cooldown reduction within 2 items, you have to buy Cronus Pennant and Breastplate. Conquest, you're probably not going to see this. Other game modes, maybe, but this is your only option to get full cooldown reduction. So typically, I mean, 20% is not too bad. After this point, then you can just go to your Spear of Magus, your Rod to Hootie. If you do have Dual Morb later on in the game, when you can afford it, I would recommend selling Dual Morb and buying Spear of Desolation in its place. Reason being, if you do die with Dual Morb, that's half of your stacks gone. So now all the time do you have 140 magical power, unless if you're just not dying at all. But if you're dying just a few times, it was just be better just to go with the Spear of Desolation because it gives you 120 magical power flat. You don't have to worry about stacks. You don't have to worry about anything. You get more penetration. The passive is really great. If you get a kill, resets your cooldowns depending on how low your cooldowns are. And yeah, the starter item, I would just sell it whenever you can, or not whenever you can, rather whenever you feel like you don't need it and you just want to finish, you know, Spear of Magus or Rod Hootie, things like that. And then you can go into like a Soul Reaver late game or something, or you can go into other items that you want to. But between like Spear of Magus, Shoes of Magi, Spear of Desolation, you're doing a lot of just pure damage. Like if you're fighting any other mages, you're just doing true damage. So it looks something like this if you have a full build and the Conquest match is like an hour long or something like that. But yeah, now as far as like being a utility mage and you want to be a full utility Agni for whatever reason, you can go into the Lost Artifact, go into cooldown boost, go back into Lost Artifact, Cronus Pennant, do something like that, and then go to the rest of your build. You can go still into the Book of Thoth, and then go to Penetration, and you can go to something like that, and then Soul Reaver. These are your base items. Now, you might be asking, what about anything else besides Conquest? Let's do that real quick, because I don't want to make the video too long. Still want to sell all button, that'd be great. So, just hit the desk, don't mind that. Let's go into boots. We can go into Shoes of Magi or Shoes of Focus, whatever you prefer. Agni is more of a burst mage. You're not really worried about full cooldown reduction. You're not like Jonas or anything like that. So let's just go with the Shoes of Magi. Other game modes, you can get Doom Orb. You can even get Doom Orb in Assault. I tried it out. It's great if you have a mage that has an escape. But typically you're probably going to be dying quite often, especially in Arena. There's deaths everywhere in Arena. So I'd probably still go to the Cronus Pennant, even though it is 20%, you're not really going to cap out. We'll still go into that. And then still go into your basic items, honestly, just Spear of Magus, Rod to Hootie, Rush into Soul Reaver. I personally like to do this. This is my personal like mage build. I like to just rush the Rod to Hootie and Soul Reaver early. Arena, there's a cap time, like the arena match is not going to last too much longer, so I would go do something like this. And then probably like, I just like to get Book of Thoth the last item, or like one of the last items, just because it has so much magical power. Now you can get, you know, the Bancroft's Talon also has a 100 magical power, but you're not going to get too much use out of the passive, and I'd rather just have the Book of Thoth. So I'll do something like this for a pure burst mage, and that really hasn't changed from Season 2 to Season 3, honestly. But yeah, so don't want to make the video too much longer. Hopefully that was helpful. Look at my magical power. It's the great number 666. Anyway, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.